guys, today we are painting this really cool bee, but it's not gonna look like a bumblebee on the first day, okay? It's gonna look a little crazy. So when you came in, your teacher, either myself or Miss Caitlin, Miss Benton, told you you had like your bee body paint drawn out here, and then we told you to pick your color and paint your background, okay? And that's gonna take 2 coats to get a nice solid background. So what you're gonna wanna do is paint it, blow dry it, paint it again, and then if you have time, blow dry it again, okay? And then once everyone's done with that, we are going to add the bee body, okay? So today we're gonna do the bee body, and then next week when you come back, we'll do the wings, the antennas, and we'll do flowers around it, okay? Like bees are pollinators, right? So they're always looking for flowers. So this is gonna involve a little shading. We're gonna start with our yellow sections first, and then we'll do our black sections. The reason we're doing yellow first is because once you get black on your paintbrush, it's gonna be hard to get off, okay? So to do the yellow sections, the first section will be black. So to start with, I'm gonna paint my yellow section yellow. Okay. Then you're gonna take a tiny, tiny, tiny bite of black and wipe most of it off. And then you're gonna take a little bite of yellow and wipe and blend it with that black, okay? And we're gonna make the sides a little slightly darker, like that. And then I'm not rinsing my brush. I'm just gonna take a little bite of the white out of the corner, and I'm gonna do a little highlight like that, okay? Now our highlights are gonna go like this, up the left side, okay, to make them all match. So this section is black, this section will be black, so this section will be yellow. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my paintbrush and I'm gonna paint that section yellow. I still have a little black on my paintbrush, that's okay. Okay, then I'm going to take a tiny little bite of this black and bring it out here. Ooh, if it's too much, right, then you can just don't get more black. Just try a little bit of yellow. Okay, and then we're going to do a little bit of a shadow here and a little bit of a shadow here. And then I'm going to wipe most of that off. I'm going to do a little bit of white here. Okay, so then this section right here will be black, and I'm gonna do it again, except this time I'm gonna wash my brush. All right, so you can wash your brush between sections, but you paint it all yellow. And then I'm gonna use just some of this right here. I'm not even gonna get any black. I'm gonna do sides, and then I'm gonna do just that little bit of white right there. Okay, do your yellows. When your yellows are done, you see how it's making the body look rounded? That's because of where we're putting the shadows and the highlights. It looks like it's rounded on both sides because both sides are shaded, and then you've got your highlight kind of in the middle. So it's gonna make it look rounded, okay? So now I'm gonna rinse my brush, and when you're ready, we're gonna pause it. We'll do our black sections. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start at the top. I'm gonna paint this head black. And we've given you small paintbrushes for this. You had a bigger paintbrush for your background, but these are gonna be small for a reason, right? Because you're doing little details. Mine is actually a little bit too big. to be honest, but I'm being really careful with it. So look, my yellow is still wet. You can certainly blow dry between this, but the black will just cover it, okay? Now, you may notice you have some bright blue on there, okay? So just like when we did our shadows, you can't really do a shadow on black, right? Because black is the darkest. So instead, I'm gonna do a little bit of blue. So you see how quickly it disappears? I'm gonna do a little bit of blue right there. So it shows up blue, kind of like an anti-shadow, like it's reflecting light. And then I'm going to do my white, okay? So now I'm going to come and I'm going to do this section. Paint it all black. And then I'm going to get some of this blue. I'm going to do a little pop of blue right here, and a little pop of blue right there. And then I'm going to rinse my brush. You can rinse your brush. I'm literally just wiping it off like this, but you can rinse your brush. And then I'm going to do a little white. And then this is my last section of black. And I'm going to do some blue. Do a little white. Okay. Now, bees are hairy, so I'm going to take that black and I'm going to do some little tiny short brush strokes, not everywhere, just in some little sections. So that it looks like it's hair instead of just smooth. You don't have to do that if you're not sure about that. Okay, if you mess it up and you don't like it, we can always come back and blow dry it and go on top of it. Okay, that's just something you can try. All right, and then the last thing I'm gonna do, which y'all will have smaller paintbrushes, like I said, is we're gonna do some of these legs. We're gonna do the 2 back legs. So this back leg right here, it starts right here. Do you see where this yellow and the black come together? You're gonna go out and down, kind of like that. And then there's gonna be another one like right here, okay? Same thing here, out and down. And then I just kind of blend them together. And then another one right here. And then I'm gonna do my antennas. Now today he's gonna look a little weird and funky and not as cute as he's gonna look with his wings, right? And again, I already told you, my paintbrush is bigger than yours, so you'll have a teeny weeny paintbrush, okay? Now that's where we're gonna stop at for today. And again, he's gonna look weird, but he's gonna have wings next week and that'll look better. And the wing is hiding one of the legs. That's why we didn't do the extra leg, okay? And then we'll do the flowers next week as well. All right? Okay. So I can't wait to see these. They're gonna look awesome. And next week we're gonna finish them out.